Well, hey there, and welcome to Wedding Planning Simplified. Happy holidays! Hopefully, you are enjoying your weekend so far. I know that some of you, especially if you're in the education world, are probably on holidays right now. So, hopefully, you are taking some time for you and your partner to relax and enjoy. Hi, I'm Amy from Unmistakably You, and I am a wedding planner and educator here in London. We pop on here every Sunday at 1 o'clock to chat about issues that you might be facing in your wedding planning. So today, I just wanted to take advantage of the season and talk briefly about how to incorporate goodwill towards men. Now, obviously, I'm talking about all humans everywhere, but incorporating goodwill into your wedding planning. And I certainly don't want this to come across as a morality lesson or it to sound like your mom lecturing you. But I think it's important, especially in this season where things can be chaotic, and especially at this time in 2021 when we've had 2 years of not normal life. I think it's important to really take some time to assess how you approach your wedding plans, not from a strategic or logistical point of view, but from kind of a holistic and internal wellness point of view. So, I wanted to talk today about 5 ways to incorporate goodwill or kindness into your wedding planning, specifically 5 people or groups of people who I really think you need to try to take time to be kind to throughout the wedding planning journey. Now, I know that some of you are newly engaged, some of you have been engaged for a while and perhaps have postponed weddings. And if that's the case, I know that it's been extra stressful. And I know that with the recent announcements, it probably hasn't done anything for your stress level in a good way. So I think that it is important to, especially in this season, take a step back, take a deep breath, and think about the good old golden rule that your parents used to drill into you when you were little, and that's do unto others as you would have done unto you. And that's actually my first point here, is that during your wedding planning, no matter where you are, if you're just starting out or if you've been in it for a while, don't forget to be kind to yourself. It's so important that you set realistic expectations for yourself and that you don't beat yourself up when you feel like you don't know what you're doing. I can't tell you how many times I have couples come in and sit down in my showroom or over Zoom and they say, well, I'm so lost. I don't know what to do. And I should know what to do. And my question is always, well, why? Why should you know what to do? How many weddings have you planned before? So we're all kind of inundated with the Pinterest trap where we see all of this gorgeous stuff out there and we feel like we have to live up to it. But don't forget that this is your wedding and there are no wedding police, and you need to set yourself up for success by setting realistic boundaries and goals and having realistic expectations for yourself. So be kind to yourself. And that also applies to setting yourself up with good routines now so that throughout the wedding planning, you are physically and mentally and emotionally healthy long before the wedding day. I so often see couples who are, they're stressed with the planning and they're not sleeping and they're not eating well. And then 2 weeks before the wedding, they start this crash diet because they think, oh my gosh, I've got to look good in my dress or whatever it is. Set yourself up for success early by developing good habits now. And it's a good time to be thinking about that as we approach the new year. And I know that people set resolutions, and I would encourage you that one of your resolutions throughout your wedding planning process should be to set up healthy habits now. And I'm not telling you to set up workout routines and diets, because you do not need to lose weight for your wedding day. You look beautiful no matter how you are. I want you not to lose weight, but to gain energy and to gain comfort in your skin and to be feeling the best that you can be feeling on your wedding day. So start now by setting up good habits of sleeping well and eating well and drinking lots of water and trying to incorporate some movement into your day every day, because ultimately you'll feel better throughout the wedding planning process if you're taking care of yourself, and you'll also feel and look much better and have more energy on your special day. Now, the second person that you need to think about being kind to during your planning is your partner. Being kind to your partner means incorporating them into the plans with you. We know that some partners are more involved and some are less involved, but do try to have conversations with your partner about your mutual priorities. And remember that it is your wedding as a couple, not just your wedding as a person. So try to make sure that you are having those conversations and involving your partner as much as they want to be involved, keeping in mind that it is probably a stressful time for both of you, and especially when you're putting out so much energy and financial commitment as well towards one day, it can certainly be stressful, and that stress can lead to tension and arguments. So making sure that you're taking care of each other and also taking care of your relationship. And that maybe segues into this, taking care of your partner, but also nurturing your relationship through this time is really important. We are famous around here for saying that you should plan your marriage, not your wedding. And that's something that you need to think about, especially during the potentially stressful time of wedding planning, because it can be so tense, and you can find yourself getting into arguments about money or stress over family dynamics or pressures that you're getting from different people, whether it's wedding party or family. But keeping in mind that you are a united front, you are a couple, and you are going to be a couple long after your wedding day. So making sure that during your wedding planning, you're kind to your relationship by making time to have dates where you don't talk about the wedding, making sure you're thinking about things far into the future. You may not be doing a formal marriage counseling session. You might be, especially if you're getting married in a church, but thinking about things like how you're going to handle your money, how you're going to parent potential future children if you have them, and spending time really strengthening your relationship now instead of focusing all of your energy on this one day that starts the rest of your relationship is going to serve you really well in the future. So spend time being kind to your relationship. You also, as I mentioned before, probably are getting some pressure maybe, or maybe some expectations put on you by family and friends. Hopefully you're not, but more often than not, we see couples talking about how their mother-in-law is pressuring them to do this, or they are feeling internal pressure to have, a bigger, better wedding than, their cousin Susie. So just keep in mind that your family and friends have been and will continue to be your support system, and trying to find ways to be kind to them throughout the planning, even when you're completely stressed and when you feel like they're being unreasonable. Finding ways to be kind to them will, again, preserve those relationships and hopefully strengthen those relationships during the wedding planning and far into the future as well. Keep in mind that those people hopefully will be in your life for a really long time, and you want to have a great relationship with them for a really long time. So I've seen so many couples get into fights with their wedding parties and kick out bridesmaids, or have these incredible tensions that never resolve. And I hate to see that, because ultimately, again, you're planning a wedding, which is one day, but hopefully that friend is going to be a friend far into the future. And your family is your family for life. So trying to hopefully find ways to get over any tensions, to resolve any tensions that may be happening, or to potentially resolve any relationship issues that may have surfaced in the past that you may regret not resolving years in the future. And I'm specifically kind of talking right now personally. You may know, if you've been watching me for a while, that one of my only regrets from my wedding day is that my dad didn't walk me down the aisle. And I lost my dad just under a year ago. And I will regret forever that I don't have photos of him walking me down the aisle, and that we didn't do a father-daughter dance. And it wasn't because there was a particular amount of tension. It was just because I had my priorities in a different place. And I do honestly regret that now. So keeping in mind that your relationships with family and friends hopefully will be there, and they will be your supports years into the future. But, older family members realistically won't always be with you. So trying to keep in mind what's important to you, but also what's important to them on your wedding day. And I won't go into that any further. We do have blog posts about about honoring your parents on your wedding day with lots of creative ideas in there as well. But keeping in mind that you want to be kind to your family and friends throughout your wedding planning as well. And finally, I don't want to get on my soapbox here, but be kind to your vendors, particularly as we go into the third wedding season that is not normal. And it is certainly shaping up that way as it looks now. Know that your vendors are, in a lot of cases, stressed and burnt out. As much as if you've been engaged for a long period of time and you've been struggling to plan your wedding through the pandemic, or if you've had to postpone your wedding because of the pandemic, you know the emotional strain and the turmoil that you're feeling. And if you can just imagine that all of your wedding vendors have taken on that strain and emotional turmoil for all of their couples. We're not just dealing with one couple, we're dealing with 40 or 50 couples in many cases. And so that emotional stress has been kind of a drain on a lot of us. So I know that personally, I'm looking forward to some rest and hopefully rejuvenation through the holiday season. And I certainly, personally speaking for myself and my team here at Unmistakably You, we try our hardest to give our all to every single one of our couples. But know that if you're experiencing a delay in communication, or if you're feeling like your vendors aren't quite there with you, it's maybe because a lot of us are very tired and very stressed out. So a little tiny piece of understanding and kindness towards your vendors will certainly go a long way. But ultimately, your vendors are the people who are going to help you to execute the day that you envision and to help it be as perfect as it possibly can be whenever that happens, whether it's this year or whether it's years in the future. We are there and we want to help you to have the best day possible. So just keeping in mind that as you plan your wedding, there will be stresses. There will be times when you're overwhelmed. There will be times when you are upset. There will be times when you're joyful. There will be times when you're exhilarated. And trying to keep in mind kindness to yourself, your partner, your relationship, your friends and family, and your vendors. And if you can manage to keep kindness at the forefront, they will be there to support you through those ups and through those downs, through the trials and tribulations and through the celebrations, and ultimately the biggest celebration, your wedding day. So thank you so much for joining me today. I certainly hope that you have an amazing holiday planned. Perhaps you're enjoying some just staycation time at home with your partner or traveling to be with family. Please be safe, take care of each other, and know that we are wishing you the happiest of holidays here from Unmistakably You. We are going to take a holiday ourselves next Sunday on Boxing Day, so we won't be going live next Sunday. But if you've been participating at all in our Countdown to Win, you will know that we are announcing the winners on New Year's Eve. So I invite you to join us live from our main Facebook page, Unmistakably You, at 10 a.m. on New Year's Eve day. That's when we will be announcing the winners of our Countdown to Win. And you know that we have our grand prize, which is a day of wedding coordination with Unmistakably You, as well as 3 prize bundles, which are filled with amazing discounts and products and services from our vendor partners, as well as our luxury winter elopement with Laughing Goat Yoga Studio. So we are more excited than you can possibly imagine to announce those winners. We do still have a few days left in the contest, so it's not too late to get involved. Head on over to Unmistakably You to check out our prompt for today and to get yourself an entry into the contest. Enjoy your holiday, folks. Take some time with family and friends. Take some time for you. Take some time with your partner. And I will catch up with you very soon. Take care. Happy holidays.